that Asia and South Asia in particular is becoming more powerful and more prominent than any time in our history. In short, I believe that the future is ours to shape. Our economies are booming, our political influence is growing, and our ability to shape the course of world affairs has never been stronger. Our populations are youthful and energetic. Our thinkers, researchers, and scientists are globally renowned. Our culture is internationally acclaimed. Our private sector companies are some of the world's largest and most profitable. For too long, South Asia was considered a sideshow in the theater of global politics. But today, we occupy center stage. The eyes of the world are upon us. This is, ladies and gentlemen, our time to shine. The Saarc region is a region of great wealth. From the Indus Plains to the Ganges Delta, from the Himalayan mountains to the islands of the Indian Ocean. We can harness our abundant resources. We can ensure our people have a decent life. Fundamentally, our people want the same key things. They want to live in societies based on the rule of law, in which basic freedoms are protected. They want the chance to succeed in our region's economic miracle. They want what everyone wants, a decent life to live in dignity. I believe over the next few decades we can grow our economies and eradicate poverty. I believe we can strengthen and deepen our democracies. I believe we can ensure our region is stable and secure. We can make sure each and every worker earns the decent wage to which they are entitled. We can ensure that babies are born free from transmittable diseases such as polio. We can make certain that our children grow up free from hunger and want. But if we can only achieve these goals if we work together. Because our success is dependent on our neighbors' success. Economic stagnation in one part of our region dampens prosperity in another. Instability in one member state causes insecurity for all of us. We can only make progress if we integrate our economies, ensure our financial system is stable, and foster a political climate that creates confidence. Since our last meeting in Thimphu, there are many reasons to be optimistic. Afghanistan's government remains strong. South Asia is an increasingly wealthy region, and we must contribute to the stability of Afghanistan. Last year in Thimphu, I spoke about the need for India and Pakistan to compartmentalize their differences and find areas on which they can move forward. 18 months later, and India and Pakistan have held many positive discussions. In February, India and Pakistan agreed to restart peace talks on all issues. In May, Indian parliamentarians visited Islamabad to advance the cause of peace. In July, Foreign Minister Rabbani Khan visited New Delhi. A month later, MPs from both countries met in India to continue deliberations. In September, Pakistan and Indian railway officials met to help boost connectivity and trade. And in the past few days, Pakistan improved trade links by deciding to grant India the status of most favored nation. Today, just today, the Pakistan and Indian Prime Ministers met in the lovely setting of Shangri-La in the Maldives. These developments are extremely welcome. I hope all political parties in India and Pakistan applaud these encouraging moves. I hope this summit will be enthused with optimism, and I hope both countries can work to resolve their core issues. The theme of this summit is building bridges. I hope one of the things we can achieve at this and future summits is greater integration and cooperation between SAARC countries. In this regard, I am delighted that at this summit, SAARC countries will finalize the agreement on the rapid response to natural disasters, and we welcome the establishment of the South Asian Postal Union, which will benefit all our citizens. But much more work needs to be done to bridge the divides that currently separate our countries, our economies, and our people. There are three key areas of cooperation where we should aim to achieve greater links. Firstly, trade, transport, and economic integration. Secondly, cooperation in security issues such as piracy and climate change. And thirdly, in good governance. Let me address each of these three areas one by one. Firstly, on trade, transport, and economic integration, I hope we can progress measures to make trade, transport, and investment easier between South Asian countries. At this summit, I look forward to progressing the regional ferry service, which will better connect our region and boost investments and trade. I'm very glad that the work on the ferry service is nearing completion, and I hope we can agree to see services start by the end of the year. To further connect and integrate our region, I would also like to see progress on railways agreement and the motor vehicles agreement, which will make travel between SAARC nations much easier than it is today. I hope that by the next meeting of the Council of Ministers held in the Maldives in July, we will sign both these agreements. At last year's summit, leaders signed the SAARC agreement in trade in service. Leaders also underscored their commitment to full implementation of the South Asian Free Trade Agreement. These are important steps in driving deeper economic and commercial integration in our region. It is important that at this summit we build on that momentum. In order to realize the full implementation of SAFTA, we should mandate our finance ministers to discuss a mechanism to promote capital flows and investments. And we would like to see progress reducing and ultimately scrapping the SAFTA sensitive list. Allow me to address the second proposed area of cooperation, maritime security and climate change. Piracy in the Indian Ocean is a growing threat to our security and stability. And so at this summit, I hope we can consider a regional arrangement to improve maritime security and combat the threat of piracy. Climate change remains the region's greatest long-term security threat. Already, climate change is causing havoc, threatening our development and prosperity. But the solution to climate change is not cutting back. Rather, it is investing in the new, clean technologies that not only reduce pollution but also improve energy security and provide long-term economic growth. I hope other SAARC nations can rise to the challenges climate change poses and to agree to invest a significant amount of their national incomes in clean technology. By embracing climate change as an opportunity to do things differently, we can tackle emissions and earn a competitive edge in the rapidly growing clean economy. The third area in which we hope to see more cooperation is good governance and democracy. South Asia's great underlying strength is that we are a region of democracies. As our societies mature, our systems of good governance must deepen. I look forward to building on the success of the SAARC Charter of Democracy at this summit. The Charter aims to provide us with a vehicle through which we can work together to strengthen our democracies. Through